dingy hotel room to look as if the wallpaper will further tell with screams. Through these 8 rooms, through the doorways and in protruding out of Tanning's work, and through this collection spanning her 7-decade career, this exhibition demonstrates and celebrates her profound contribution to surrealism as a movement, and explores the way her subversive approach to craft, practice and feminism dismantled the reductive tyranny of the patriarchal family portrait, motherhood, and allowed the female form to launch itself chaotically and gloriously through new doorways to explore, as Tanning desires, unknown but knowable states. I paint as I live and speak as I dream. How did I get in this? Who put me in? Who put me in this? How did I get into this? This who put me in? How did I get into this? How did I get in? How did I paint as I live and speak as I dream. How did I get in this? Who put me in? Who put me in this? How did I get into this? This who put me in? How did I get into this? This did I get in? How did I get in this? Who put me in? Who put me in this? How did I get into this? This who put me in? How did I get into this? This how did I get in? Always another door. Nothing happened but the wallpaper. Have you ever dreamed you could fly? I often have this dream. Going on with the meticulous images would have been a kind of breeze. There had to be other ways, more mobility, like experiencing time, and I began moving things around, stretching one area, condensing another, more an effort of suggestion and statement. In Sedona, where the only electricity was in such thunderous lightning, there were no sounds in the afternoon save the hum of the heat. It was so intense, so lurking, so aged, that we the intruders felt also quiet, intense and strangely tiptoe, as if in peril. It bounced like coiled springs off the burning red rocks and melted the tar on our paper roof. It came inside to sit on my eyes. Breathing was important, an event. Then as now, the decibels of nature can crush an artist's brain. I've seen it happen, so I lock the door and paint the interiors. Great events. A white and dark picture would muffle the red world outside. Big bare rooms with the white frozen figures, like Sodom and Gomorrah. There is opalescent light and velvet dark. Isn't that the artist's best joy, to control light, to rival the sun and moon, to turn their logic upside down with brushes and paint their monstrous ego? I am here. Arthur Rimbaud, mad poet, is here too. On the blackboard in my canvas, what you see there are notes from his secret notebook, private, impudent signs. The door is not a door on the wild red garden, just on a little something personal, like the door of a house looking in. I do recall I had a dream about doors a long time ago, and those doors appeared in many canvases afterward. It was a horrible dream. I opened it, and there was another door right behind it. 1. The peril of angels and geniuses. Snow is falling. We are out with our sleds, which we hook onto the tailgates of heavy wagons. We all wear padded boots, but there is one child, and that is me, whose feet are like 2 chunks of ice in their boots. Scene. The snow-covered lawn in front of our house. Lying on my back in the snow, I raise my arms and slide them down in the cold white powder. When I get up, I have left my print, an angel. Evening. The whole family is seated under the lamp around the library table. I'm drawing an angel, all naked except for the wings which are feathered. A lady angel with round breasts and a sweet smile. My mother doesn't like my drawing. Lifting my eyes, I see them all looking at me as if I was a stranger. The whole family. It's a good thing that I keep my other drawings upstairs, hidden in my toy drawer. They are not inspired by the picture, the only one hanging on the wall in our dining room, a chrome lithograph of Beauclin. It is called Hailing a Hay, and shows procession of veiled figures gliding towards an altar in the forest. I detest this picture as much as I can detest anything. It is profoundly abhorrent to me, and makes me think of Sunday mornings in our church and the sermons treating hell and damnation. don't always have giant sunflowers to contend with. There are always stairways, hallways, even very private theatres where the suffocations and the finalities are being played out. The blood-red carpet, cruel yellows, the attacker, the delighted victim. What I remember most about this picture is the support. It was a piece of wonderful linen that I stretched and prepared myself. It was the only time I ever did such a thing. And then, of course, when it was done, I felt I had to make some rare, precious picture of it. And I think the words I used were the key to the enigmatic quality that I wanted. My work is about leaving a door open to the imagination so that the viewer sees something else every time. If he ventured outside of me, he knew he had not to lock the door. At these rare times we wrote letters daily. They brought a different charm into the house. They mocked the opaque background of absence. They said things we never said out loud. The word representational has for some become a stigma, but does any true artist escape this category? And why should he wish to? Some painters represent their feelings about light, darkness, scientific phenomena, natural phenomena, alchemies of all kinds, alchemies of shapes, colours, even of paint. In fact, many artists today are simply in love with the paint. They have feelings, even